What's up, everybody? Doc Dog 1985. There's levels to this. I'm definitely gonna make this into a video right after this, 'cause I don't have time today to make a video and actually thing. I've done enough trolling already. Let me go ahead and make sure this is good. If I hit test, it will pop up. Perfect. I don't know why I didn't hear it in my headphones. That's a little weird. Let me make sure. There you go. Xbox controller. Boom. Now we got it. Perfect. All right. So you see the topic of the video. What's up, Barreros? COD Dev should work on Halo. Listen, now that we all can agree that the price hike of Game Pass requires a lot more thinking as to whether or not it's of value to you. I know the title said now that we all hate Game Pass, right? But you know, the title's got to be something that makes you want to click on it. But I think we can all agree that now when you look at Game Pass, it's a lot harder to recommend just like as a blanket statement, right? It just is because it's really gonna depend on whether enough you play, you know, all those games, or enough games to make it worth the $30 price hike. Now, by default, if you're someone like me that went ahead and found out how to get Game Pass, all my homies hate Game Pass. What's up with your boy? If you're someone like me that found out how to get Game Pass for $20 a month for the rest of the year, which is not difficult, you can literally go buy the gift cards, they're everywhere right now, then you are essentially saying that no, Game Pass is not worth $30. Because if it was, then you would be paying the $30. That to me just makes common sense, right? This is what the problem that I see though with Game Pass right now for me. Once I moved over to PC and I found Steam and I found how good Steam is, it already had Game Pass in a very tricky situation as far as whether or not I found value in it. Okay. Now at $30, then I really got, listen, I was already paying attention to what I could buy on Steam for $20 a month. And the amount of games that I'd be able to buy on Steam for $20 a month, well, was a lot. But now at $30, the amount of games that I could buy on Steam is even more. And for me, that I'm on PC, see, this is the problem that Xbox is going to run into. Now, my problem is Xbox problem is that there's better options out there than just Game Pass. For some people, there's going to be better options out there. So what happens now? If you're an Xbox gamer on the console, right now, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think Game Pass feels like a necessity. You know, Seem is that one chick that grew up with a father figure and has a healthy relationship with God. She treats um see I really do feel like for me Game Pass on a PC is really a choice. It really feels like it's a choice. If you're an Xbox console gamer, is Game Pass really a choice? Be honest. It's almost like you have to. And at $30 a month, that you have to sounds a little bit different. See, the you have to at $20 a month, the you have to at $15 a month. Okay. I'm a gamer anyways. I'm gonna buy games. That's what everybody's saying. But a you have to at $30 a month is different. Whereas on PC, it's a choice. Unless you're willing to leave Xbox and move over to PlayStation side and start buying your games over there. I don't know what Xbox is gonna do, but this is what I know as someone that enjoys Game Pass. Steam is better, and at $30 a month, Steam can outvalue Game Pass. That's a problem for Xbox. Not a problem for me, but that's a problem for Xbox. I maybe Xbox isn't tripping for one simple reason. Let me show you this. Maybe they're not tripping because they know that if they make good enough games or games that people want to play, they're straight. But that's gonna require their games. So Tia Boy says, I think the conversation would be different if Xbox had a modern hits to back up the. Yep, there would still be backlash, but not quite, and not to the degree it is experiencing now. So here's the thing, Tortilla Boy. This is where I can agree with you. See, if you're looking at this lineup here, right? Just the first few games on here. Forza Motorsport, that's an Xbox game. Call of Duty, that's an Xbox game now. Okay. Hollow Knight is a Game Pass game, not an Xbox game. Meaning if Xbox wants just more users, but they're putting their games everywhere, then yes, that's fine. But whenever I'm playing Hollow Knight on Steam versus playing Hollow Knight on Xbox, that's the difference as to whether or not I'm an Xbox gamer, an Xbox user, or I'm just playing Hollow Knight. Silk Song dropping on Game Pass is great if it's being played on Game Pass. See, Forza Motorsport dropping on Game Pass and dropping on Steam is great for, and dropping on PlayStation is great for Xbox period, because regardless however you decide to play the game, you're an Xbox player at that point because you're playing an Xbox game, right? But when you have games like Hollow Knight, and Silk Song that you can purchase for the price, I see. This is what. My bad. I don't know why the heck it did that. But this is where this gets wild. Hold on, let me show y'all. Uh, uh, I'm gonna go into big picture mode so I can show y'all something. Cause the store is acting weird on here. Alright, so let me show y'all. This is where this becomes a problem. Let's look up Silk Song. Oh boy. You can either buy Silk Song for $19, right? And then, like people say always, you have the game, it's yours, right? Or, or you can pay $30 to access it. That's that's difficult. Could you beat Silk Song in a month? Maybe, but then in order to get your month's worth, your money worth, you might have to rush. You know, you might have to rush through it. Again, the question is, for $360 a year, how many games are you getting? Now, when you're looking at something like Ninja, Ninja Got in Black, okay, bet that's a $70, you know, monster, right? Okay, $70 for Ninja Got in Black. Got it. What's another one that's gonna drop? Oh, damn, that looks good. Let's see, Outer Worlds 2. Outer Worlds 2, another $70, right? Now you're talking. Now you're talking a little bit different. Now you're talking a little bit different. But I don't know, man. But you see, this right here, this conversation right here, is the problem. The fact that it's not a no-brainer like it used to be, that's the problem that Xbox is gonna have. And if you're a PC gamer, dog, if you're a PC gamer, you already know. So again, for the Xbox gamer, it might be very well worth it, but for the PC gamer, it makes it real hard. $30 is such a high price too because it's literally the midway point between a cheap buy like an indie game and a premium buy like Battlefield. Yeah, yeah. If we go to this store and we look, man, uh, think think about this: $360. If I say I'm gonna go ahead and spend $360, what games could I get? Now, Doom the Dark Ages, that one's also $70. Damn. All right, let's do it. Let's do that math. You want to do that math real quick? Let's do that math real quick. Let's do that math. Let's do that math. Let's do the math of 360, right? We'll go ahead and divide that by 70 first, right? How many AAA games is that? Ladies and gentlemen, 5 AAA games, big blockbuster games a year. And again, that's 5 AAA blockbuster games that you get to pick. That you get to pick. Again, if you're on Steam, you're picking the 5. If you're on Game Pass, they're picking the 5 big AAA games. Guys, that's why this becomes difficult. That's why this becomes difficult. They said 75 day one games. Oh man. Now let's drop down to let's say you yourself, the 5 for 5 deal for money is right. Let's say you yourself are disciplined enough to say I'm not spending over $30, over $40. $40 I think is reasonable for a game. So I'm gonna wait for it to go on sale. Which if you're on Steam, you could do it. Look at Gears of War Reloaded right now. It's $30. Gears of War Reloaded is already on sale for that's crazy. Let's say you're like, I'm not spending over $40. That's 9 games. But again, 9 games that you are choosing. That you are choosing. This is recommended based on the games that I play. Doom the Dark Age, so Metal Gear Solid 4. Would I buy 9 of these games? Oh man. See, that's the problem. That's the problem that they're gonna have. I have already admitted that $30 is not enough. Is not a value. That's why I got it for one more year at 20. But we'll see. and that you get to keep with unlimited access. Yes, Tortilla boy, you do get. So for me, keeping the game is not a big deal because I don't really go back to games. But I gotta be honest. Somebody mentioned this in one of my videos. I may not go back to those games, but if my kids ever wanted to play those games, I never have to worry about the games leaving the service. Right? They could just it'll always be on my account. That's huge. So $360 or Battlefield 6, Black Ops 7, Ninja Guide. Again, what was it? What did we say? It was 5 games? Man. Right, so you're able to say the same. I don't really go back, but to know the option is there is comforting as a consumer. That's facts. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. High on Life is $20. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is $40 right now. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what Xbox is. Maybe they figured out if this is worth it or not. The elephant in the room out of all this, though, is that if you're a PC gamer, you don't have to get Game Pass Ultimate. You can get Game Pass PC, which at that point, now Game Pass PC can compete with Steam. The Game Pass PC can compete with Steam. So at that point, yes, we got something. There used to be a point where Game Pass was a no-brainer. Now it's definitely on an individual basis. I can admit that. If you can still get the gift cards, by all means, do so. If you can drop down to Game Pass PC, by all means, do so. But the fact that Steam exists, oof, that makes it real hard. But if I was to just buy games like this, right, the games under $20 or whatever, for 360, boy, you know how many games I would get, bro? It would be crazy. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna leave it there. I didn't want to make a troll video today or anything like that. I think you guys have had enough fun with my troll videos. I hope you enjoyed my Tony the Pony GTA 6 anthem, which is one of the PlayStation's people's biggest talking point. They talk about GTA 6 almost like it's a PlayStation exclusive. You would think it's not coming to Xbox. But at the end of the day, I think I don't know. For me as a consumer, I like the fact that I don't have to stick to Xbox now that I'm on PC, that I have the option of Steam and Xbox, but I do like Steam better. As much as I want to try to like Xbox and Game Pass and the value better, I still just like Steam better. I don't know. I don't hate, Xbox or anything like that. I like other people hate it, but you know, Steam to me right now is still better. This is crazy. You see this world right here where, especially on my log Xbox Ally, when I open up my Xbox app, but I'm playing Xbox games through Steam. Is that what Microsoft wants? I don't know. We out. Peace.